Okay, I'm in my shop and I've got my e-bike, my Intense Tazer that I call Alana, up on the work stand. Um, I rode it 4 days in a row, a pretty large number of miles each day, and as a result, I'm just checking it out, and I wanted to show you a couple things that I do, particularly after I've ridden it pretty hard to make sure that everything's going to continue to work smoothly. So now that I've got the bike up in its in the stand, and in the stand, by the way, I have it set up so that the front wheel will roll freely, and also that the back wheel will roll freely here, and they're both rolling pretty freely, so the brakes aren't dragging, which is something I always check for. But in addition, on this, after riding it, the where I was riding it was pretty rocky, and I was hitting some stuff harder than I may have wanted to, and so I'm just taking a look here to make sure that the rim's not bent. Okay, and everything looks good on the rim. The second thing is riding it like I was riding it. The spoke tensions, I want to make sure that there's nothing going wrong here on the spoke tension. So I'll just manually go around the wheel, pressing the spokes just to make sure I don't feel anything, so they feel good. Now, this wheel has an offset rim, which means that the spoke holes are not down the center of the rim, but they're over. They're angled over toward the disc side. Now what that does for the wheel, that makes you have a stronger wheel, because the spoke tensions can generally be closer on the right side and the left side. So anyway, what I do is I use, this is a Park Tool TM-1, and I use it to check the spoke tensions. Now, the recommended spoke tension on these spokes is around 110, 120 kgf, and on a Park Tool, that would be somewhere around, the readings on Park Tool go from 1 to 45, but about 110 kgf would be around 24. And I under-tension my spokes just a little bit. I have them in good tension, but I don't have them that high. So I'm looking for readings on the drive side, which is the side with the cassette here. I'm looking for readings here somewhere around in the 20s, okay? And on the other side, I'm looking for readings right around 19, 20, something like that. So anyway, let's just see how the bike held up. I'm going to go through and take a reading on the drive side. So that's 23, 21, 22, 23, 22, 21, 21, 23, 22, 21, 22, 22, 22, 22, 21, and 22. So there's no need to adjust any spoke tensions on the drive side, in my opinion. They all are in pretty good shape. That's the most critical. The spokes on that side have the toughest time and get pulled and pushed the most. So those are the ones you want to make absolutely sure the spoke tension is good. Probably the second most critical are the disc side and the rear. And like I said, I'm looking for around 19, 20 here, a little less. So when I put on, I'm at 19, 19, 19, 20, 21, 19, 20, 21, 21, 20, 20, 19, 21, 19, 21, 21. So the spokes in the rear seem to be good. No damage on the rim. That's good. Second thing I like to do after I've ridden the bike is right down here on the fork, I have a little little sticky that I put on, and each time I ride it, I mark it into 15 or 20 increments, and each time I ride it, I black one out. So I rode it 4 times, so I would black out 4 of them. I'm just going to put X's for this. So basically, I know that now I can ride it 3 more times before I need to change or service the front fork. I just try to keep up with, I don't count the miles, I just assume I'm going to ride it, each time I ride it, 15 to 25 miles. And, you know, that's going to probably over, 10 or 15 times. That's going to give me close to 150, 200 miles on the fork, and so it'll be time to change it. So those are 2 things I do to maintain my bike after a big ride, where I want to make sure, I'm keeping up with the maintenance. There are other things I do, but that's all I want to cover in this video. So that covers the first part of my maintenance check on the Intense Tazer, and I'll see you guys at the top.